Hello guys, Ruger old army girl with a very desperate Ruger dog for attention. He keeps trying to bump into my camera. And a very noisy savage that's barking at air. And now you understand why I can't hardly do talking videos anymore. Because I'm having to talk over dogs. Or souls. Anyway, let me see if I can get him to hush. He's not gonna hush. He's barking at my husky. I had to keep separated because he doesn't get along good with my other dogs. I usually let him out at night and pin him up in the day. Well, anyway, I'm not really going to dabble into the history and the schematics and all that. You can Google it on the Ruger Old Army. I'm going to talk more about how it's helped in my life and how I come about getting the gun and some of the things I've done with it. I mean, that's what my channel started out on. That's what it's based on, really. It's the Ruger Old Army. Talking about Rugers, Ruger thinks that I'm talking to a person, so he keeps trying to get him a whelp, because he's a very, very jealous dog, and he keeps bumping my camera. So, much like I am now, around 2010, I was having to use a crutch to get around. It's not sexy, that's the truth, when you got bad legs. And, it started talking to Jeff Quinn about it, and it was like, well, you don't have to give up hunting. Why don't you try hunting with a handgun? Which was a entirely new concept to me at the time. Don't he sound bad just to be 5 months old? He's really not. He's a wuss. Anyway, so Jeff had put the idea of hunting with a handgun in my mind, and the .357 Magnum revolver for it. I wanted something that hit hard, but wasn't super hard to control. And, so I got started out on handgun hunting with a Rossi M971 with a 4-inch barrel. I never did kill a deer with it. I got a couple of possums, a bobcat, and really scared the crap out of a coyote with it. But it was painful to my ears. The .357 Magnum's loud anyway. And if you ever shoot one inside of an enclosed structure, because I was hunting in a what we call a shooting box, because I couldn't walk around like down around the creek and stuff. I was watching this little field. And let me tell you, a .357, even with adrenaline pumping, it hurts when you're shooting inside an enclosed structure. That's another reason I prefer the 38 Special for defense. I'll talk about that another time. So I got to talking to Cato, and he's like, why don't you try black powder handgun hunting? I was like, really? You think that's powerful enough? And he's like, yeah, I kill all kinds of hogs with them. I was really at this point wanting a 45 Colt, which I eventually got one, but I didn't have the money at the time, so I got one of these, except the bigger version, a Pt.1 1858 Remington. Well, actually, I already had it, but it was a 1858 Remington Army in 44. This is 1858 Remington Navy in 36. I don't have my Army anymore. Oh, there went my crutch. So I got that, and I started practicing with it, and really past 15 yards, I couldn't hit that well with it. Not well enough to, I'd say really want to hunt with it, but I did take it hunting. I missed one of the biggest deer I ever seen in my life. It was every bit of a 12 point. So I decided I'd get something that was, in my opinion, a little more accurate and had a little more oomph. That's when I got the Great Plains pistol kit, put it together with the help of my friend Jeff Tinsley. Hello, Jeff. And I never got a deer with it. I got about 5 or 6 bobcats. They were all bang flop. I got 3 coyotes with it. I tried to shoot a rabbit, but it basically turned the rabbit inside out. I do not recommend using a 54 caliber Plains pistol to shoot a rabbit with. But the good thing is with it, I could actually hit a inside of a 8-inch circle with it out to about 50 yards, and it's got plenty of oomph. The bad part is you got one shot, and I don't care how fast you can reload. You're not gonna reload fast enough to get a second shot off at a deer, unless the deer is how can I put it, not too concerned with you, and it doesn't really run, or it's confused, it just sits there and looks around when you shoot. Otherwise, your hunting day's over, at least for that spot. Well, I met a guy in Texas named Don. Hello, Don. It's been a while. And he was looking for it. By this time, I'd got a 45 Colt conversion cylinder for my 1858 Remington. And he was looking for a conversion cylinder, and I was looking for a Ruger Old Army. I talked to Cato about it and a few other people, and Don actually had one. And since I was his friend and he knew about my disabilities and stuff, he's like, I'll give you a deal. If you'll trade me the Remington cylinder and add $250 to it, I'll give you the Ruger Old Army and the conversion cylinder to go with it. That was not very hard to turn down. I really went on it. So when I first got the Ringroad Army, never shot it before. It had different grips on it. It had the black Hugo rubber grips on it. Anyway, I took it around back at 20 yards with a 457 round ball and 35 grains of 777 3F. I was putting all my shots in a spot about this big, which was pretty darn good to me. Didn't bother with the sights. Don's a left-handed shooter too, and I've never touched these sights, never moved them. Then I put in the 45 Colt and shot some of my hand loads, which were black powder at the time. Spot about this big around. And I practiced with this gun all summer. Well, I got it late summer. Rest of late summer into the fall. And that fall, I took it deer hunting with me. There was this, looked like to be a mid-sized doe. And it ended up being a spike. But it looked like a doe. You couldn't tell, it was like nubs on it. Come walking out from a box about 45 yards or so. The load was 40 grains of 777 3F, and this gun will handle it. And a 230 grain flat nose, 452 flat nose from the Lee mold. It'll get you around 1,150 feet a second or so. Anyway, I took a slow, careful aim on it. I shot, it fell down, it got up, and fell back down and never moved. So that was my first deer I got with it. And it was after that I was like, well, I had started the YouTube channel, but I was really just using it to watch videos with. I wasn't doing nothing with it. I was like, I'm going to do a YouTube video with this. I did it, and it hit off pretty well. I got like, I think it was like 500 subscribers within a week. I was like, I'm on to something here. I'm going to keep at it. So that's how the videos got started with this revolver. My second deer I got with it, I was also using the conversion. I have to make a confession. I have not got a deer with it in its percussion form, which I'm going to try. I tried last year, but I never saw a deer close enough. And I'm going to try again this year. But I was using the conversion cylinder. So the next time that I took in deer hunting, this was another season, the season right after that. About the same scenario, except it was actually a doe this time. This really big fat doe come walking out. She was about 30 yards. She was a little closer. The load I was using was a 220 Kato Oyama bullet. And I really wish I would have got this on video. This was before I started trying to actually get videos when I was hunting. But I got a lengthwise shot on her, and this is a testament to the Kato bullet. I took a close a really fine bead on the white spot in her chest. Well, just in between the white spot on her neck and her chest. A shot, she went down immediately. The bullet had went into her chest, pretty much falling down her spine, and I don't know what it hit, but it turned and went out her left hip. And that's the only 2 deer I've got with it so far. Mostly because my legs started feeling better and I started using my muzzleloading rifles and my 1873 Springfield trapdoor. But I'd still take it with me if I can get a shot that presents itself as a good shot for it, I'll use it. Makes a really good woods gun. But I started doing more videos with it, and my channel started growing, and I started actually enjoying doing the videos, and that's how my channel got started, and it was all with the Ruger Old Army, hence the name of the channel. I got to work a little bit on my hammer. It's got some surface rust. It does it every year. It gets like really muggy, and that hammer rust is. But yep, that's my Ruger Old Army. I like the grips, but I'm really thinking about getting like a faded ivory, or making some out of some bone and get my initials done in it, sort of like George Patton done his. I've always liked the George Patton guns, the way they look. And I always say that if I could only have one gun, only one handgun, it would be the 357 Magnum in a Smith & Wesson Model 27, but I don't know. In hindsight, and since I started reloading and stuff, I probably would say this, though. If I was going to use it for a dedicated self-defense gun, I would get it fixed with a loading gate, so I could load it better, and side ejector. But if I done that, it would basically be a Black Hawk, because that's really all this is the older model Ruger Black Hawk. That's why it's so strong, with a percussion cylinder in it and a ramrod. Everything else is identical. All the insides and all that is identical to the Ruger Black Hawk, which is a single action, very strong revolver. I will say a little bit about this much of the history. I don't recommend doing it, because, things can go wrong. But when they made the first one, they filled the cylinders with completely full with bullseye smokeless pistol powder and a 457 round ball. Shot it, the gun held. It didn't blow up. That would have blown one of these to absolute pieces. I don't recommend doing that, but that's how they proof tested it. The conversion cylinder hold as much pressure. In fact, it's rated only for the cowboy loads that are about 750 feet a second with a 250 grain bullet. But I have run it over 1,000. I don't recommend it, but because I don't know what your cylinder, who it's made by, or the condition it's in, etc. But this one is held up with a 220 grain bullet traveling over 1,000 feet a second consistently for, I don't know, about 4 years now. And that's going to be my first video for the guns of the Ruger Old Army Girl series. This is Ruger Old Army Girl with the Ruger Old Army in the 1858 Remington Navy. Over and out. Thank you for watching.